All right, it is September. Fuck it, it's not September. It's February 8th, 2020. It's Saturday, and Aaliyah, wow. And I just finished doing street stand-up. It was a good night. Every time I come out to do street stand-up, I always am happy I did it. I always have to, like, drag myself. I feel, like, exhausted most of the time, and I just don't. I'm going. Sorry, bro. And I just don't feel like it most of the time, but every time I come out, it's always a good decision. So when I'm setting up, this dude comes by that I recognize. He'd been by 2-3 times, I think, just hanging out. And I want to say he works nearby. And so he comes up to me, and he knows me by my first name. I feel like an asshole, but I can't remember all these people, so I can't remember his name. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want me fucking putting his business out there anyway. But he came up to me, and he was like, "Hey, Aaron, you remember when you were talking about such and such things, not really important?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I really related to that. It was mom-related stuff." And he was like, "Yeah, you know, I had a discussion with my mom about it, and you know, I just really related to what you said, and it made me think about it, and it made me kind of do something." And that was actually a really nice feeling. I know that's fucking cheesy or corny or whatever, but no, it was cool that he related to it. It was cool that it seemed to help him. Like, he went out and did something about it, and you know, it made me feel. This is gonna sound depressing. Don't worry, I'm Stephen Roth. I'm in a good mood. You know why? I reset. For those of you who know what that means, you know what I'm talking about. But it just made me feel less alone as well. It was a give and take. It was like I put something out there that I hope that people relate to, and you know, it seems like people are relating to it. The more I do the street stand-up, the more I'm finding people that seem to feel the way that I do, but for whatever reason don't say it out loud. So, you know, I don't mind being the person to say it out loud and try to put it in a joke form. And it really is, I think I said this before, but I guess I'll say it again. It's really, oh, fuck, hold on a second. Sorry, we got a dude driving like it's Fast and Furious out here. Like the first 2 ones, not when it gets crazy and, you know, they're jumping out of helicopters and they're basically superheroes. Either way, fuck was I talking about? Being relatable and shit. People related. Yeah. I know I said it before, but I'll say it again. And I know it started off as like a racial thing. Like at first I think I was just being preachy to white people, like older white people, because I wanted them to be, if they're gonna be part of my audience, if they seem to like me, I want them to understand where I'm coming from. But I'm definitely changing my thought process about that. And instead of trying to change someone's mind or trying to talk to people who don't get it and trying to explain that to them, I'm just going to talk to people who get it. I'm just going to cater what I say to people who feel the same but just are afraid to say it or you know, don't do stand-up comedy. I think that's a smarter way and a healthier way to go about my joke writing and go about my stand-up and find my fan base. Like, I don't want my fan base to be a bunch of people that disagree with me on a fundamental level that I'm essentially arguing with. That's not going to make me feel good. But I'm happy with finding people that just relate to it. And you know, if you are one of the people that see me on the street and you're listening to this for whatever reason, you're more than welcome to, you know, talk to me about the shit. I can get kind of awkward. It might get weird, but I'll listen to you. And the other thing that's consistently happening that I really wasn't expecting was a lot of black people seem to relate to this material that I'm writing about being called white or whitewashed or whatever dumb bullshit people would say. A lot of black people relate to, like, way more than I would have anticipated. And it feels good. Like, when I talk about this shit, I see this like, I see this glimmer in their eye. There's like, it's almost as though nobody, if not very few people, talk about that, like bring that up in that way, and that astonishes me. That's really strange, because I feel like there has to be, I'm not alone, there has to be other comics that deal with this subject matter. There has to be. But the way people react, they make it sound like I'm the only one that does it, which is strange. But either way, I'm in a good mood, and I'm happy with how the street stand-up turned out. I think that I definitely have a different thought process for who I'm gonna be speaking to and why, and I'm happy with that new thought process. Yeah.